Hello everybody, hope you are staying safe and keeping well. And I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to the day where I don't have to say that and I can just assume that everyone is keeping well. But surely those days are coming back relatively soon, let's just hope. Now just a quick video today. It's Easter soon, so I want to do a very short one before I go on an Easter holiday. We've got a long weekend here in Hong Kong, which there's not that much we can do. We're still, social isolating and all of that stuff, but it will be nice to probably eat too much chocolate and watch some bad TV. Thank you for the suggestions for Easter films, by the way. It turns out they're not as strong as suggestions that you normally get for Christmas films, so maybe I'll just buck the trend and watch some of those. Who knows? Now I want to talk something about something that's not really a legal topic, though some law does come into it at the end, and that is something called, well, I did a bit of Googling, let's put it that way, neophobia. That's the fear of the new. Now I spent some time, obviously long days and evenings when you can't go out, you spend a lot of time on the internet, and I went in the bottom half of the internet where nobody should ever go and found some pretty shocking things. And what drove me there, I have to admit, was there was a story last week about some 5G telecom masts. Brand new masts have just been put up for 5G technology, which is slowly rolling out around the world. And if you're interested, have a look at the podcast and that we did on 5G a few weeks ago, maybe even a month ago now. But somebody decided to destroy them, tried to set fire to them, in the belief that 5G was causing the coronavirus. Now, there's absolutely no evidence whatsoever that radio waves could cause a virus. I mean, think about this. Even if you've got no science background whatsoever, it makes absolutely zero sense. But I slowly fell into a conspiracy theory website trap of reading increasingly ridiculous theories, from suggestions that billionaire tech boffins were creating viruses just so that they could create a vaccine and make lots of money. It's amazing what people will come up with. Quite entertaining, but a bit terrifying when people actually believe it. Now the thing is, a lot of this comes from the fear of the new. There was it's a very fun video to watch when the first ever film was shown in public, which was a train coming into a station. People saw the train coming, saw it on the film, saw the projection, and dived out of the way because they were scared that a train was actually going to hit them, and were quite scared of this new technology. And all through time, as new technologies has developed, people have been afraid of them. I'd like to think that there were some cavemen who were very suspicious about the wheel way back in the day. I mean, probably no written records of that, but there we go. But people do get very scared of something that's new, that's not unexpected. We've seen it with the development of technology. We've seen it with ordinary mobile phones, where people were scared of using those. They thought they would inevitably get brain cancer as a result of holding a phone to their heads. People would speak into them like this, or use Bluetooth headsets. But then of course people thought, oh no, but Bluetooth headsets, they may also be creating some sort of brain cancer. Again, no real medical evidence to support that, otherwise a lot of people would be very sick right now. But people do worry. Most recently, people have been worried about automated vehicles. Will they run everyone over? AI, will it put everyone out of a job? And if you think about it, where we are now, certainly in this lockdown, the fact that we have so much amazing technology around us is one of the ways that we are both able to carry on working, for those who are, and for many of us, how we're able to stay sane. Imagine, just imagine, it would be easy if you're from the UK, if this had happened in, say, the 80s, where there were 3 or 4 TV channels and that was the only entertainment you had. If you couldn't go out to a video shop and rent a video for your VCR, or you didn't even have a VCR, and you had absolutely no entertainment, you could not go out. How crazy would you be going right now? And how much more crazy is that than you may think you are going at the moment? Think about that for a moment. So my view is, don't be scared of new tech. I mean, I'm going to say that, I'm a technology lawyer, but being a lawyer in its very essence is a very old profession. I remember someone saying it's the second oldest profession. I asked, what is the oldest? Which I regretted almost immediately, but there we are. I guess they both charge by the hour was the joke that was sent to me, but there we are. Less said about that, the better. But technology is very, you read, everything's based, certainly in a common law jurisdiction, on older cases. You look at history and you decide basically what the law will be, how things will be interpreted, what the law says. And often in a common law jurisdiction, it comes from what judges have said in cases. But the thing is, being a technology lawyer is so much fun because the technology is always new. The law is often old, and you've got to try and it's kind of like mashing a square peg into a round hole, trying to figure out how the law would actually interpret new tech. And the law doesn't catch up. The most obvious example is data privacy law, which has been evolving slowly but surely. GDPR is probably in its best form to date, but has always struggled to deal with new technology. Facebook was a massive problem for data privacy laws. In fact, social media in general has been a massive problem. The whole mining and stealing where there are cybersecurity issues of data has been a real challenge for tech law in general. And there's always been things like that. Certainly, if you can remember old-fashioned tech law, disputes over shrink-wrap licenses, disputes over outsourcing, things that may not seem very exciting now in a pretty tested law. How about disputes over copyright and things like Napster, which I don't even know many people will remember Napster when we were all file sharing and doing it illegally. I have to say I wasn't. Don't come after me for that one. I was obviously still listening to vinyl records as you would, but home taping was a similar thing that was killing music. But Napster ended up giving way to Spotify. Without Napster, without all that file sharing that went on there, we would not have Spotify today. So think about that. Don't be scared of new tech. Certainly don't be scared of new tech if you're a lawyer. Certainly when I started my career, the person I was working with at the time didn't really know how to use email or how to type and used to get her PA to do it. I don't know if that's still going on. I like to think in a corner of the legal world, I was a property lawyer, so maybe it makes sense. That is still going on. Apologies to property lawyers. But yeah, don't be afraid of it. It is an exciting time. It can be quite scary, but part of the fun of new tech is it is quite scary. I hope we'd all be flying around with jetpacks and we'd have people on the moon, living on the moon, not just visiting by now, but I've kind of been let down by my sci-fi reading and my sci-fi film watching, but there we are. But don't be afraid. All I can say is make sure you have a good break if you do have a long weekend. Hope you are staying very safe, as I said before. Don't eat too much chocolate. And if you are interested, look up some new technology. Look at how it could change your life. See what sort of things you could get into. One of my favourite things at the moment is VR, partly because of the release of Half-Life Alyx, which came out about 2 weeks ago, but also the fact that it can transport you to somewhere different. Now, there's always a barrier to entry with these things. They're not cheap, but it is transformative how these things are very new, and some people find them a bit scary, a bit challenging, or they get motion sickness. But I think in many ways they will shape the future. It probably won't look like it does today, but it will be something exciting. Anyway, on that positive note, have a good one, and I'll be back very soon.